We are coming to check the chicken. This is not a national park whereby people come and try to check things. This is not a national park. Hello, Wayonyike. Hello, boss. How are my chicken doing, boss? Your chicken are doing okay, sir. I think you only had an incident whereby 3 of them died. What do you mean? What were they suffering from? Did you call a vet? Yes, I called a vet and he said that the chicken was suffering from something known as fall typhoid. Okay, so you had 3 chicken that are dead? Yes, only 3, sir. Okay. Hey, Wakariangura. Hey, I wanted to sell to you some 3 chicken over here. I have played my game well here, so I want to sell to you 3 chicken. It's gone. So that is the time that they will take advantage of your farm and they will be able. So guys, before we start this video, make sure you like this video before we start this phone call farmer video, and you will be really enjoying this video. Make sure you like this video, subscribe. Thank you guys, let's get started. Hey, Wakariangura. Hey, I wanted to sell to you some 3 chicken over here. I have played my game well here, so I want to sell to you 3 chicken. Guys, so that is one incident whereby you find a farmer, the person that you have employed, since you are a phone call farmer, you have employed on your farm. He decides to sell off 3 of your chicken by fainting that those chicken were sick. So he sells 3 chicken of yours off and then he makes money out of that. So you are a phone call farmer. That is one problem of becoming a phone call farmer. So one reason that can make one person to become a phone call farmer is maybe they want to escape the rat race, the 9 to 5 job each day, so that they can be able to achieve their own financial freedom. And this can range from various things. Maybe you have a real passion of farming and you want to do farming and you want to make lots of money from farming, but from where you are working, you are making a lot of money from there, but you don't have the passion for the job that you are doing over there. So you want to come back home and try to do the farming and make lots of money because of the passion that you have. But the problem is you still need some finances from where you are still working from. So what you have to do, you have to only do something known as becoming a phone call farmer, a mobile phone farmer, whereby you can only give instructions and to where the place that you still are, the place of work, and make sure that things get on as required. So one of the things that I've realized when you are becoming a phone call farmer, it comes down to management. You know, there's something known as management in poultry farming or in farming in general. Because if you're a farmer and you are doing poultry farming or any other kind of farming and you have poor management on your farm, you won't be able to get any profit. Since, for example, as for me, there's one day whereby, I think it was back in 2019, it was around my 2nd year in doing the poultry business. I had purchased these day-old chicks, then I had brooded them, and I had raised them up to around 4 months old. They were around 500 in number. 500 chicken, which I had raised from day-old up to 4 months old. And each chicken, it was way bigger than this one. It was way bigger than this chicken. And I had raised over 500 chicken. And the bigger problem came in, you know, the first thing I had, since I was not at home, I was doing something known as the phone call farmer. Being a phone call farmer since I was back in the university and I was doing my degree. So it came a time where there was an outbreak of a disease, a very deadly disease. It is known as Newcastle disease. It is one of the most deadliest disease that you can ever hear of chicken. It's called the Newcastle disease. And the thing came by, whereby when I was in the university, my mom was back home and we only had some farm boy who was doing the work at my farm. And the guy had some very little knowledge about the poultry industry and the poultry rearing. So what he did, when the disease first attacked the chicken, the Newcastle disease, he never realized that it was Newcastle disease. Maybe he thought that it was just a very rare disease, a very easy disease to control, and he tried to treat them with antibiotics. And hence, you know, the Newcastle disease is a viral disease. You can't treat it with the antibiotics for it to become well, for the chicken to become well. So the guy tried to use all the types of antibiotics for the chicken to to be healed. On the first day, the funny thing, you only had like 3 mortalities. That was only on the first day. Then on the second day, we had 15 mortalities. Then he said that these chicken were really dying. And for me, by then, I never knew there was this organic treatment for Newcastle disease. If you want to know the organic treatment for Newcastle disease, please click up here. So I never knew there was an organic treatment for Newcastle disease. I knew it was just like any other disease because I was not well conversant with the diseases by then. So the second day, 15 died. Then the third day, he told me, boss, you have lost over 70 chicken. So we had a small farm whereby we buried those chicken on that farm. The following day, there were 150 dead. The fifth day, they died like almost, they were remaining like only 40 chicken. In like a week, I had lost over 400 chicken. Imagine, because that comes down to poor management, because I was doing something known as becoming a mobile phone farmer. And whereby if you are becoming a mobile phone farmer, you have to make sure that you have very good management on your farm. Because if you don't have very good management on your farm, you will have huge losses on your farm, but you will really be discouraged to do any kind of farming in that sector. So guys, if you are doing the phone call farming, you have to make sure you put someone on the ground who is not only better in theory but also better in the practical side of doing that kind of farming that you are engaging in. That is one of the things that is really needed when you are doing the phone call farming. The second thing, and this is very tricky, as I started this video, you saw that I was calling that guy, that my person on the farm, and my person on the farm lied to me that some of the 3 chicken were sick and they were dead. And after that, he called his person that he can sell the chicken to, and he was able to secure a market for my own chicken that I have really invested my money on. 3 chicken, that is like 3,000 Kenyan shillings, which is like $21. All of it gone because of theft, which is called security on the farm. Because when you have guys on the farm and you are not, maybe you can pay them very well, but you know every human being has some kind of greediness to them, and it depends with the greediness of that person that you have put on your farm. If you have a very greedy man, he can really rough you up and make you very poor within an instant. So that is one thing that is another thing that can also really make you lots of losses on your farm. And the thing that I need here you can do, you have to install the CCTVs on your farm. You have to install CCTVs on every corner of your farm, which has a very good backlog and a very big storage, so that it cannot re-arrest itself for a long time, so that you will be able to manage of what really is going on your farm. And that is the only thing that I think can really help you to curb the cases of theft on your farm. But I really don't know how it works. I don't know how you'll be able to make enough profits, because I think, you know, human beings are naturally greedy. So I think when, for example, if you have bought feeds and you have put the feeds on your farm, there's a way. These guys are very conniving. They can do anything to get money if you're not around. Because if some guys, they come on your farm, they can try all tactics. They can know, oh, at this time, you know, these guys are very, very clever. For example, if you have bought lots of bags of feed, they can say that they are feeding your chicken like more than the required. Like, for example, they are saying that they are feeding your chicken like, this chicken, they are eating like 2 to 3 bags per day. And for example, if your chicken are eating like 2 bags, only 2 bags, he adds like 1 extra bag on that list. And if he adds 1 extra bag on that list, that means that he would have already eaten into your profits. Because, you know, these guys, for example, if we have you know, in such cases here in Africa and also here in Kenya, you can have blackouts. And if you don't have a backup generator, they will know that the CCTV is gone. So that is the time that they will take advantage of your farm and they will be able to steal from you. That thing of theft, I think that is the biggest thing on your farm that can really harm you. You can be investing your money, but all your money is that you are making money for those guys that you have employed on your farm. They are becoming more richer than you from the farming venture that you have really invested millions of money into. because that is the only thing I think. CCTV, if you're installing CCTV, make sure you're installing a CCTV, and also you're installing the backup for the CCTV that you have installed on your farm. That is the only thing. And the other thing, it can be theft from outside. If your farm is located in not an area that is not well secured, make sure you put a very good fence on your farm, and also to be able to curb the causes of thefts. And also another thing is that for those people that you have employed on your farm, if you are a phone call farmer, as I was once, make sure you don't allow people, any person, just to come and enter into your farm and try, like they are saying, oh, we are coming to check the chicken. This is not a national park whereby people come and try to check things. This is not a national park. This is a farm whereby it is an investment, and you have to be really sure of the people that you're letting into your farm. If they are good people, maybe some people, they are very conniving. Some, it is a very hard thing to know a real person and a person who is not real, but you just have to be cautious. Maybe if you set up like shop on the gate, so whereby only those people that they are coming on your farm stay on the gate, and the gate becomes a pickup point. Or you can set up a pickup point in town whereby people can come and purchase your products from there. And another thing about that thing is, maybe if those people come onto your farm, they can bring diseases, because you know those other people that you have employed, if he's not a good manager, he can just become very reckless. And if he becomes reckless in a way, your chicken can get that Newcastle disease. And I really fear that disease, because what it did to me, it made me go a loss of 374,000 Kenyan shillings, which is $3,740 US. And that was back in 2019. I was a very young boy. So imagine that big loss. So if you are doing that phone call farm, guys, you have just to be very cautious in what you are doing with your farm. Guys, if you want to know how you will be able to treat Newcastle disease on your farm organically, click up here.